What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of, well, pretty much a dull, boring day. The only hot, interesting thing that occurred was during the podcast when our boy Phil got very upset that he was receiving criticism regarding his Mr. Metakour interview invite, which was completely tone deaf, and the whole internet came out to chastise Phil, but apparently, Phil can't comprehend why it would be very insensitive to ask a dying man to drop everything that they're doing to come on a podcast and have an interview with him. But anyway, I digress. So let's see what Phil had to say on the Daily Wrap.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Monday, the 16th of this. Oh, excuse me, indigestion. 16th of December, 2024. A very fun streaming day. Let's talk all about it. So, as today started, people were shocked. People were blown away. They were like, "What's going on?" Because I was on time. I know it's been a while with all this new tech setup and everything that I've been doing and all these issues I'm running into. Me being on time has been a rarity the last 2 weeks, but the stream started on time, went down without a hitch. Fun podcast today, although admittedly, no major topics really to discuss. It was more of a chill day. I had a follow-up on yesterday's story about the account that tried to scam me, which now looks like it has completely been unfollowed by bots, which is pretty funny. And, we actually looked for some new fast food because, DSP tries it. It looks like we're about to do it very soon, and then we're going to need another one. And we actually went to all these different fast food places and couldn't really come up with anything, but then we ran into something kind of interesting that may be good or could be completely disgusting. So anyway, if you want to know all about that, definitely check out the Level 1 podcast from earlier today. Then we jumped into Marvel Rivals, and today...
Okay, well, the interesting thing here is he completely skipped and bypassed the Metakour announcement that he addressed. So if you don't know, on the podcast, our boy Phil talked about that he hasn't heard anything from Mr. Metakour, and that, at this point in time, he assumes the interview won't occur. Now, of course... he addressed some of the criticism that he's been receiving on his comment section, his viewers, and also Twitter. And it hasn't been kind to Phil. They've pretty much roasted him for being insensitive, for being tone deaf, for actually thinking that he was more important than anything going on currently in Mr. Metakour's life. And if you don't know who Mr. Metakour is, he is a streamer. He's been around for a long time. He is battling cancer, essentially end-stage cancer. He's actually in hospice care, and he doesn't have much time. He's pretty much focused on pain management and so on. But Phil apparently took it to say, well, you know what? If he's gonna die, what better way to die than to have an interview with DSP? Honestly, that's what Phil thought would be a good idea. Phil sat there and he thought about that in his mind and said, oh, how can I, restart up the Renaissance all over again? Oh, I know. Let me get a dying man his wish. Literally, that's what he said. He said that that was his Christmas present to the internet, to give Mr. Metakour the opportunity to come on his podcast and do an interview. My God, that is some serious clout chasing when you're trying to clout chase a dying man suffering from a very harsh disease, which is cancer. Phil doesn't think that maybe he has other things to do, like maybe spend time with his family, maybe get his affairs in order, maybe just kind of go through the day without suffering too much pain. Nope. He can put all that aside and spend a couple hours with the king DSP. Completely tone deaf, and he tried the stupid argument of, well, he's streaming, so I don't see the problem. Dude, who gives a shit if he's streaming? What if he's suffering from extreme pain and he knows that it's close to the end and he just wants to spend some time with some of his fans? I mean, what's not to say that? It's not like he's on his streams talking shit and talking garbage and just being a terrible person, Phil. He's not talking drama. Good God, man. You're just completely tone deaf. And of course, he didn't care. He just said, you're idiots, you're mouth-drooling idiots. It doesn't matter. And he actually even said, it doesn't even matter that he's dying, essentially. That's what Phil said. Completely just insensitive, man. He has very just can't read a room. And when people say this man has autism, I believe it, because what's one of the things with autism is that you just can't gauge, a room. You can't gauge other people's feelings, emotions. It's like a brick wall with this guy, man. But he thinks that he's good. He thinks that his internet fame, he thinks his 16 years as a content creator affords him the opportunity to act this way, and it doesn't, you moron. And of course, the interview will not happen. Trust me, this will not happen. And of course, Thursday he's gonna come on like an idiot. He's going to do the June the King documentary about Mr. Metokur, and of course, he's gonna say something extremely offensive or stupid. And again, not being able to read the room, like, hey, okay, maybe this guy may have done some shit in the past, but he's dying of fucking cancer, bro. Oh, Thursday should be interesting. Let's see how Phil handles a dying man's documentary. Let's keep going.
With Marvel Rivals, the way that I'm doing it is basically I'm saying to everyone, hey, listen, we will do whatever you guys want. Basically, if you contribute $20, you pick whoever you want me to use. I don't care. I'm open to anyone. I could do a return character, a new character, whoever, right? And so we did this, and it went pretty good. First, we started off with Squirrel Girl, and then after that, we started picking other people. I think it was Iron Fist and Black Widow, okay? So it went well. I would say out of those three characters, Squirrel Girl is decent. Iron Fist is good. I did not like Black Widow. Reason being, the game is really, really tight with shots. And, I'm using gamepad, and it's hard to nail my shots. I'm thinking if I was using keyboard and mouse, it definitely would have been better. But, I don't think the game has aim assist, to my knowledge. Some heroes do. Like, for example, Scarlet Witch has a move where it's a homing shot. She doesn't even need to aim, just be in the general vicinity. But in this case, I think with Black Widow, you have to be, like, dead on accurate, like, more than any game that I've played in a very long time. But the funny part about it is, right, I'm fighting against other snipers like Hawkeye. And I'm noticing that no one is using Black Widow in this game, but a ton of people are using Hawkeye. So I said to the chat, why? They said, oh, because Hawkeye's 10 times better. Unlike Black Widow, who fires and has to reload, Hawkeye can literally go boom, 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 like rapid fire. So even if you miss the first shot, you can generally figure out where the next shot should be. And without your 2-3 shots, you're going to hit it like crazy. And I was like, wait a minute. So what you're telling me here is that in the game, they have characters that are blatantly great, and then characters that just aren't good at all. There's no like balance. Like I could see Black Widow harder to shoot or to hit with, but maybe she does like double damage. No, Hawkeye's just as good as her. But he could go rapid fire, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, wait, what? Kind of reminds me of like Wolverine. Wolverine isn't that good. He has a move that's supposed to grab you and launch you, and it doesn't even work. It like passes through you half the time. Meanwhile, you got Iron Fist, who has a move that can absorb hits and immediately goes to rapid fire punches. And if he gets worked up, he can just start destroying everyone in like a row. I did. It was 2 or 3 times I wiped the whole enemy team using Iron Fist. He's tough to use, but he's very rewarding. So it's like, if you're gonna use melee, use Iron Fist, right? Like, why would you use Wolverine? Same thing here. If you're gonna be a sniper, use Hawkeye. Don't use Black Widow. She's nowhere near as good. So anyway, I'm definitely noticing discrepancies like that as we play. Okay. Did not hit the goal on the first stream, but decent support, over $100 of support. So I was happy with that. Second stream was the coin game. Now,
yeah, that's right. Marvel support was a little slow for our boy Phil. He had to do some extreme extra begging just to even get the $100. And I think he ended up getting 4 dents, tipping $20. Because apparently the grift here is that if you give Phil $20, he'll play with the character of your choice for 30 minutes or whatever. Pretty pathetic, pretty sad. Yeah, Marvel Rivals is just boring. It's Overwatch, but just a little bit slower. And Phil is just terrible. He's bad at this game. I don't know what it is, but multiplayer, Phil is just not good at whatsoever. And any game that kind of has a where you kind of have to time your shot, like similar to Halo, like Call of Duty, when you shoot, the bullet goes. There's no kind of slight delay. Halo, if you guys ever play Halo, when you shoot, there's a little bit of a delay, and you kind of have to move, and it's especially if you're moving, it's you kind of have to get used to it, where you kind of have to shoot before, you have to kind of pre-shoot before the intended shot to hit them. It's the same thing with Marvel Rivals, and Phil just doesn't get it. He just spams the button nonstop, and he misses. And of course, he bitches and complains and talks about how, oh, it's not balanced. No, bro, you just don't know how to fucking play the game. And of course, the bitching gets excessive whenever support's just not there. Marvel made $100. I think that was the first time he cracked $100 any time he's played this. Any other time he's played it, he barely got $50. Of course, he did the extra bag, the nonstop bag, and of course, the Dent streak is over at 1. Because remember, the night before, he hit the 150, and then literally one stream later, he couldn't build enough momentum, and it died yet again. And then, rinse and repeat, he's going to talk about that Carnival game, which apparently the Dents and the wheelchairs love. They came out to support that. It's just like Disney Princess all over again. I don't know what it is, but these kind of like children games brings out all the weirdos. Like Darziak and all of these weirdos that like these kiddie games. It's kind of fucking creepy, you know what I mean? It's like Derek and Disney. Remember Derek used to love Disney. Makes you think. So let's see what he has to say about this this Carnival game, whatever the hell it's called.
For those who don't know, the coin game is one of 3 different indie games that you guys convinced me to try recently, and I did a stream where I tried all 3 and really had a good time with them. And so the coin game basically is an arcade simulator, and I'd already done the entire first arcade and gone to a second, which is a space themed one, and I'd run out of time. So this time we started in the space themed arcade, and I did all the different arcade games there, and we did laser tag, and we did go-karts, which was super fun. I actually hit some jackpots and things in the games, and we're starting to save up because there's good rewards at these different arcades. The one that I was at tonight had a hoverboard. I was like, oh, that'd be neat if there's a real hoverboard in the game. You can like hover around the locations. So we did some of that, and then we left, and we went on the bus to the pier. And on the pier, there was a whole amusement park set up with rides, carnival games, all kinds of stuff. I was like, whoa, this is neat. I thought it was just arcades. This game has more than that. So we did the whole amusement park, and then we went across the street to the mall, and at the mall there's a giant food court and a bunch of stores and another arcade, which we're now in, and that's where we actually kind of ran out of time. Dude, it was so fun. We had great conversation. We were hanging out. We were chatting. It was really enjoyable playing these games. Some of them I was actually quite good at. Others I sucked at, but I won the jackpot in a bunch of them. I think by the end of the night, we had around 30,000 tickets out of the 100,000 that we need to get the hoverboard. So, we're getting there. Chat was great. We had great interaction, and we exceeded the goal. The goal 150, we had over $200. It was a shame because we had great momentum, and then it slowed down. I was like, oh, maybe tonight would have been a night where we double up, and actually we get 2, because right now we're at goals hit of 9. We are only 1 away from having DSP tries it of Popeyes. So it's very large potential that tomorrow during the Bloodborne stream we can hit it. And I would say, I'd urge everyone, if you're going to contribute tomorrow, come by and contribute during the Bloodborne stream. Why? Because if we hit it, I'm going to order and we're going to eat it right then. We're going to do it right after Bloodborne ends. So obviously, the sooner the better, because let's say we hit it Tuesday night. Well, I'm not going to order it then. That's not dinner for me. I'm not going to eat a meal at late at night. It would have to wait till the next day, you see? So if we hit on tomorrow's first stream, I'll order the food. It'll be great. But thank you guys. Today was a great day of variety gameplay. I had a great time.
Where do I start with this? Okay, well, let's start at the obvious here, where, first of all, Phil, you technically did hit it. You did double it up. You got $100 on your first stream, and you got $200 on the second stream. That's technically, you made $300 yesterday in support. That's $150 twice. Would you count it as twice? No, because you're a greedy fucking asshole. Shit like this, and when you talk about it and you mention support, and that shit comes out of your mouth, well, oh no, well, we couldn't count it as 2 because I didn't get $300 on one stream. Yeah, Phil, but collectively for the day you made $300. So why can't you count it 2? This, again, it annoys me because this is just some arbitrary bullshit that doesn't mean anything. So what if you double it up as 2 versus 1? No, you can't do that because God forbid, the autism won't let Phil do that because he knows that, well, technically he didn't hit the goal. It's really not the Tism, it's the greed. That's what it is. His greed gene kicks in, and there's no fucking way that he's going to allow any amount of grace here. He should be fucking happy. He's playing this Disney Princess Carnival game, right, which was just god fucking boring. And he still managed to make $200. It's something about these Disney Princess Carnival games, that the Dents love. It just brings out all of the weirdos. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if there's some, like, kid fetish stuff there where, these games are for kids and they enjoy it for whatever reason. I know why Phil likes it. Phil likes it because it's like a gotcha game. It reminds him of WWE Champions. And he loves that fucking, he loves whenever he wins something and the bells and the whistles that oh my god, that what's it called when you get that acknowledgement. He loves that. He loves that acknowledgement with the bells and whistles when he does something right. That's the reason why he plays those games. But it's just very weird that these grown adults, and most of these people in this chat are grown adults, like these kiddie games. It's strange as shit, and it's weird. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that because, again, that's some creepy shit, folks. Why? I mean, Phil might say, well, it's nostalgic. Get out of here, Phil. It's not nostalgic, bro. You know what you're doing here when you're playing these kiddie games. You know what I mean? It reminds me of the boomers playing Fortnite. You know what I mean? You know the adage there that if you're in your 40s and you're playing Fortnite with a bunch of kids, watch out. You know, mom's dad, hide your wife, hide your kids. Anyway, that's it, folks. He rambles on about today, and he talks about Popeyes and how he wants to hit the goal. And we'll see if he hits the goal today, this afternoon, and he can order Popeyes. I'm betting he's not going to hit it. Dude's going to put his money that he won't hit it. He might hit it on the night stream. And then, of course, he'll have to order DoorDash Popeyes on Wednesday, I guess. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.